All right, let's jump right in. We're going to go on a journey today, covering the whole shebang, from the very first fraction of a second a potential customer lays eyes on your brand, all the way to building a business that is profitable by its very design. And it all kicks off with one really simple but crucial question. So how long do you really have? A minute? 30 seconds, maybe? The answer is way, way shorter than you probably think, and it's all rooted in the basic wiring of our brains. Honestly, understanding this is the key that unlocks everything else we're going to talk about. See, it basically boils down to two different memory systems. First, you've got your sensory memory. This is that super quick, blink and you'll miss it impression, like the flash of a logo or a sound. It's gone in less than a second. But the goal, right, is to get into their short-term memory. That's where they can actually think about you for, say, 30 seconds. And to get there, well, you've got to earn it. And here's the crucial part. Sensory memory, it's totally passive. It just happens. But short-term memory, that takes effort. It requires their active, conscious attention. That is the battleground. You're literally fighting for a little slice of their mental real estate before they just, click away. So how do we actually measure that split-second stay or go decision in the digital world? Well, there's a name for that, and it's called bounce rate. You can think of it as the ultimate grade for your first impression. It's simply the percentage of people who land on your page and poof, they're gone. One and done. Now, you might see a high number here and panic, but here's the thing. A high bounce rate isn't always a disaster. It is all about context. For an e-commerce site, yeah, you want people sticking around and browsing. But for a landing page designed for just one action, like an email sign-up, a 90% bounce rate could actually be great, because it means the 10% who stayed, they did exactly what you wanted them to do. And if there's one thing that kills your chances before you even start, it's this: speed. Before they even read a single word or see a product, they feel how fast your site is. And check this out. For every single second of delay, your bounce rate can shoot up by a crazy 32%. Speed isn't just a nice to have, folks. It's the price of admission. Okay, so you did it. You beat the bounce. They're on your site, they're sticking around. So now what? This is where you bring out the big guns, a powerful psychological tool called the herd effect. You've probably heard of it as social proof. Just think about it. You see two restaurants, one's packed, one's empty. Which one are you going to? We are absolutely hardwired to follow the crowd. So how do you actually use this? It's simple, really. You stop telling people your product is great and you start showing them. Things like join over 10,000 happy customers, or plastering those 5-star reviews everywhere, creating that little bit of FOMO with only 5 left in stock. It's all about whispering in their ear, hey, everyone else is over here having a great time. Come on, join the party. But listen, getting a herd to follow you is pointless if it's the wrong herd, right? This is why tools like Facebook ads are just so incredibly powerful. You're not just shouting into the wind anymore. You can target a core audience based on interests, bring back interested people with a custom audience, or, and this is the real magic, tell the platform, hey, find me more people exactly like my best customers. That's a lookalike audience, and it's an absolute game changer. All right, so we've got the right people interested. Let's shift gears now and look under the hood at the business engine itself, starting with maybe the most critical decision of all: pricing. The old way was just static. You set a price based on a gut feeling and hoped for the best. The new way, it's powered by AI, it's driven by actual data, and it can adjust in real time. And we're not talking about just one simple trick here. AI can do all sorts of cool stuff. It can dynamically raise prices when demand is high, think concert tickets. It can show different prices to different customers based on their behavior. And it can keep an eye on your competitors 24/7 and adjust your prices so you're always in that sweet spot, all without you having to lift a finger. Now we're getting to what might be the single most important mindset shift in this entire explainer. For decades, this has been the formula for business, right? Revenue comes in, all the expenses go out, and maybe, if you're lucky, whatever's left over is your profit. It makes profit an afterthought, a leftover. But what if we just flip that formula on its head? This is the core idea of the profit first method. Revenue comes in, and the very first thing you do is take your profit out. You pay yourself, the business owner, first. Whatever is left after that, that's what you have to run the business on. It's a huge psychological shift that forces you to be profitable on purpose, not just by accident. And the best part? The system itself is beautifully simple. You just set up a few different bank accounts, one for profit, one for taxes, one for your operating expenses. Then every time you get paid, you immediately move the money into those accounts based on percentages you've already decided on. It builds discipline right into your banking. You literally can't spend your profit because it's already been moved somewhere else. Now, a system like this is fantastic, but it's not set it and forget it. You've got to track it. You've got to adapt. And that's where this final piece of the puzzle comes in. Think of a structured report not as boring paperwork, but as the control panel for your profitability engine. It forces you to look at the numbers, revenue, profit, expenses, and helps you tweak those percentages to make sure this whole system you've built just keeps getting stronger. So, to wrap this all up, I want to leave you with this one question. It connects everything we've talked about from that split-second first impression all the way to your bank accounts. Ask yourself this: are you just busy, or are you intentionally building? Is every action you take, every decision you make, designed to create a business that is truly profitable and built to last?